Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is the journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades. We do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, we're going to be looking at MMTLP and more legal updates. We're also going to be looking at a review of FINRA's corporate actions and also introducing a new catalyst for a bio stock that I'm going to be sharing with you later on. So stay tuned for that. Before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So first headline here from Yahoo Finance: inflation, iPhones and looming auto strikes. What to know this week. So we are expecting key inflation data. There is going to be a presentation from Apple that was also covered yesterday. The economic highlight comes on Wednesday morning when the consumer price index for August will be released, and I think that could have a huge impact on the markets. But let's have a quick summary of the key events. So Tuesday, the Apple iPhone release event. Wednesday, the CPI inflation data. Thursday, PPI inflation data. Thursday, retail sales data. Friday, consumer sentiment data, and the New York Fed manufacturing data. And then obviously this is also going to be the last week before the September Fed meeting, which I think is also going to be huge for the market. So let's now proceed to have a look at earnings. So this is for the week beginning September the 11th, 2023, and the two stocks that we are watching this week in the Discord. First of all, we're going to be watching Oracle in particular, and also Adobe, which I think is the main one that people will be watching, and hopefully positive news for both. So I'm going to start by following on from the previous video where we looked at precedent and legal precedent. So I did share with you an important case where FINRA were forced and compelled by the courts to share trading data. So following on from that video and the post, Richard Hoffman did reply, and he stated the extent a court that permits pre-filing discovery like New York allows it to be disseminated broadly is ultimately probably an even more significant issue. And also following on, he also posted here a better argument is that if it did not require a court order and then voluntarily release the information, I think we're talking about the Eric Dyer case there, as they have established a precedent. Again, this is what I shared as well in that video with regard to Eric Dyer, that they will disclose the information voluntarily. Why not here to me? So great point there by Richard. Robert Downey Jr., etc. regarding MMTLP. So what Richard is basically saying, he is going to ask for all share information in his ongoing arbitration. So again, we look forward to that, and hopefully there is positive news. So I'm going to now look at FINRA's review of corporate actions. So shout out here to Rare DD, who posted here's proof of collusion in his opinion. Corporate actions aren't reviewed and processed by one person at FINRA, and two, that the extra security of fraud tips FINRA and the SEC and blue sheeting MMTLP December the 5th, we're talking about the FOIA that was released, all this scrutiny, but they missed the simple T+2 detail until December the 9th. So again, very, very hard to believe. But let's now have a look at the FINRA Rule 6490 corporate action checklist, again shared by Rare Deals here. But he stated here not only that you think that FINRA having to revise the MMTLP corporate action on December the 8th without Meta Import or signing off with regard to the changes would have meant they took extra care to ensure there were no other problems, but obviously looks like there was no extra care. So first of all, complete and accurate documents approved, current in reporting requirements approved. Number 3, not subject to a pending adjudicated or settled regulatory action or investigation by a federal, state or foreign regulatory agency. Or a self-regulatory organization, or a civil or criminal action related to fraud or securities laws violation. So this is interesting, and the reason why it's interesting, we now know there is an SE investigation into matters relating to TRCH and MMAT merger, and that is possibly also linked with the Wells notice. So why did FINRA ignore this? Number 4, FINRA had no actual knowledge indicating that the issuer, associate persons, officers, etc., transfer agents, legal advisors, or other persons connected with the issuer or the SEC Rule 10b-17, and also other company-related action may be potentially involved in fraudulent activities related to the securities market, and or did they pose a threat to the public? So with regard to FINRA and the SEC, they received fraud tips on or before December the 2nd. On December the 5th, Sam Dreddy began to blue sheet the MMTLP and MMAT data. So there was correspondence mentioning fraud, but no information obviously specifying what this fraud is and why was that not used to obviously halt everything before they did. And finally, number 5, there is no significant uncertainty in the settlement and clearance process for the securities. So this is something that they should have looked at much earlier. So they're talking about T+2 settlement. Investors were able to buy after the 8th. The trades will not settle. So this is one of their arguments, unless trading is PCO after December the 8th, and trades from December the 7th to the 8th will not be able to settle, and all short sellers needed to close all positions. So again, significant points here that were miscalculated, and we could even say misunderstood by FINRA. Let's start by having a look at ticker symbol BNOX, also known as Bionomics, and there were 2 catalysts, important catalysts shared exclusively in the Discord in our biotech channel. But let's now have a look at some important news. So the headline here: Bionomics completes last visit, the phase 2 attuned study for post-traumatic stress disorder, and confirms expected milestones with its lead asset BNC210. So this is something important to be aware of in terms of the stock, and we can see here highlighted in bold at the end of phase 2 meeting with the US FDA, that this has been scheduled for September 2023 to review results from the phase 2 study in patients with social anxiety disorder, and to obtain feedback on a proposed phase 3 registration program. So hopefully positive news there. And Bionomics is scheduled to delist from the Australian Securities Exchange on August the 28th, 2023. So in terms of the key background of the company, we can see here this is a clinical stage biotech company developing novel first-in-class channel modulators to treat patients suffering from serious central nervous system disorders, and also looking at a high unmet medical need. So the company is advancing its lead drug candidate BNC210, an oral proprietary selective negative allorestic modulator of an A7 nicotinic receptor for the acute treatment of social anxiety disorder. So obviously they're hoping to go into phase 3, so we will be looking for news on that. But let's now have a look at the 1 month chart and see how the stock has been doing. So currently over the previous month, we can see here it is up approximately 22%. It was up just over 0.5% close of play on the Friday. And what we can also see here is obviously the news with regard to the next catalyst that we're expecting in September could hopefully have a very positive impact on the share price. And finally, quick review of the weekly watch list. So we called out last week stocks including AXLA, and that was the best call of the week, and it was up over 160% on the week, and also up 70% on Friday. So congratulations to everybody who got in on that. We also looked at NVOS, that was up 37% Tuesday, and also closed up 12% on the week. ESTC up 6% on the week, UGRO up 8.8%, TLRY that was up 10% Tuesday and up 1% on the week, KEQU that was up 1.5% on the week, Dell was up 3.7% on the week after good news, TTOO again volatile high risk high reward stock, giving a good opportunity to get 21% return Thursday, but it was down 18% on the week. ZS was up 6.3% Tuesday, and also closed up 1% on the week. GTLB, that was up 6.5% on the week. TAOP, that was also down 90% on the week, but on Friday there were signs of a reversal and it closed up over 7% in the aftermarket. So not all calls are successful, but if you would like to get the next weekly watch list, details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.